Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Rainmaking Time. This is Kim Greenhouse. We're discussing barter today. Barter is an ancient method of using services and products and goods to do business with each other without using money as the medium of exchange. I just found out the other day that barter is legal, and I always thought it had been determined as not legal. Ladies and gentlemen, I have invited the president of the International Reciprocal Trade Association, the executive director, Ron Whitney, from IRTA at IRTA.com, and also Mark Tracy at the American Commerce Exchange from Los Angeles. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome these gentlemen to explain barter, the inner workings of it, and how it can benefit us today in this turbulent economy. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Thanks for having us, Kim.
Ron, talk about IRTA. What is it that you're doing there, and when did barter become legal?
Well, IRTA is the International Trade Association for the Modern Barter and Trade Industry. We've been around since 1979, and our mission is to provide a ethically based global organization for the advancement of the modern and trade barter industry. And the legal part of it has basically really been around since the TEFRA Act was adopted by Ronald Reagan in 1982. And that act basically legitimized the entire barter industry and categorized barter exchanges as third-party record keepers and mandated that barter exchanges send out 1099-B forms to all of their members who had sales in the exchange. So since 1982, the barter industry has been totally above board and has grown tremendously since then.
What percentage of industry would you say at this time are using barter as a medium of exchange?
Well, we like to quote in the U.S. 250,000 businesses and worldwide over 400,000.
And how are those numbers derived, for example? Is there some type of...
Take Mark's exchange in Los Angeles. Mark, how many members do you have in your exchange?
We have roughly 500 that are active members. So we would be a mid-size trade exchange.
Okay. So the numbers derived by basically adding up the members in each barter exchange in each city around the globe.
And does IRTA keep records of all that? Are you the clearinghouse for all barter exchanges as well?
Well, we actually do have our own third-party trading platform called Universal Currency, but not every barter exchange on the planet is on that particular trading platform. So we do try to keep tabs on as much of the barter activity out there as we can, but we don't have our arms around all of it. So the numbers I gave you are basically a very educated estimate.
How do you assess the proper reciprocal value in a trading transaction? And either one of you can answer that, but I've been curious about it.
Mark, you do that every day. Why don't you take that one?
Well, I think it's important to have a network of business owners that, first of all, are ethical and come from integrity. And, we sign up most of our people from referrals. And what we find is the people that we get from our referrals are either equal, if not better, as far as the quality goes. So it's real important that you have a hands-on organization where you can find out if anybody's doing something they shouldn't be doing, whether it's bumping up prices or poor quality or poor follow-up. You get rid of these people because it's a networking organization. And how your barter exchange is going to grow is based on quality. More and more new accounts.
Take us into a real-life scenario. Let's say my company, the Rainmaking Company, represents an artist that has remarkable paintings. And there's somebody else who likes those paintings, and they're going to offer some type of product or service in exchange for purchasing those. Is that the correct scenario?
Let me just stop you right there. It's not a one-on with a barter organization. It's not a one-on-one situation. It's all about debits and credits. Basically, a member will earn credits. Let's just say, for example, I'm a florist and Ron is an auto repair person, and I need a new transmission in my car, and it's going to cost $1,000. Okay? First of all, I don't have to pay $1,000 worth of cash. I pay $1,000 worth of flowers, which really cost me how much? Okay, whatever my hard cost is. Now, Ron will have $1,000 in his account. I will be debited out of my account. Now, Ron, because he did my car, he can use the florist, but he doesn't have to. He can use his credits anywhere within the system.
I didn't receive $1,000 worth of flowers. I received 1,000 trade dollars through the barter system.
Got it.
So I can take those trade dollars and spend them on any of the 500 members in Mark's exchange.
These trading units, is this what you're referring to, Ron, when you introduced a universal currency? Are these units the currency?
Yes.
Okay.
Universal currency, it has its own currency. It's basically a trade exchange for trade exchanges. That's the third-party element that Mark is describing is what sets the modern trade and barter industry apart from the normal one-on-one swapping that is going on out there.
Oh, okay. You're working within an inner universe. It's its own payment system, really.
Well, we're pretty much like a credit card system, like a Bank AmeriCard or American Express, except it's debits and credits. At the end of the month, we will give our members a statement showing exactly what they purchased and what they sold. And the bottom line, it's either a debit, they owe us credits, or credit, we owe them credits.
How does one that has sold merchandise, for example, then deal with the IRS? Even though you create a report, what are you reporting on? How do you establish that ratio or that value of what it is that you're ethically, quote, supposed to pay to the IRS?
Well, members of barter exchanges are supposed to be charging the same retail customary value that they're charging in the cash world, okay? So they're allowed to discount, but the florist, if he's retailing his dozen roses for $50, he should be selling them to me on trade for $50 in trade, okay?
I guess I heard the question a little bit different. At the end of the year, what the trade exchange will do is send that member a 1099-B form based upon all the sales that he made. Now, let's just say for sake of argument, he did $10,000. He's going to get a 1099-B form for $10,000. That's what's going to be reported. Now, what he does is he matches up all of his expenses. If he uses this all for business-related purposes, it's all a business write-off or a wash. If he uses it for haircuts, etc., obviously that's personal. But I would say most of our members will probably do 80% of their trading as far as buying for business-related purposes.
Okay, and so then there's a translation into the accounting part of this whole thing. Do you think that there's enough accountants who understand how to deal with this, even though the IRS has labeled a 1099-B to actually report on it? But do you think that there's enough accountants who even understand how to work within this realm?
I think the accounting industry always needs to be educated on this issue. Many accountants are not that familiar with it.
And then,
that's my opinion.
But the ones that are, I know we have about eight members that are accountants, and they're on top of it. And if anybody has any questions or an accountant has a question that they're unfamiliar, we will just refer them to one of the 8 accountants that is familiar,
exactly.
And just show them exactly where everything stands.
Isn't it funny how when something becomes perceived as being illegal via an IRS notion, that one tends to stray away from it? Most of my life, I've been under the false impression that barter was not accepted by the IRS, so it never occurred to me that it was a viable trading environment and a catalyst and a method for doing business. So I'm very excited about it. If you would, talk about the kind of businesses that are best suited for barter. And I understand that barter usually has occurred in turbulent times and has helped in turbulent times, and also has been running in parallel with regular currency and metals exchange systems as well.
Well, I was just going to say that